Welcome back to our pregame show. The Oskaloosa Indians in Grinnell tonight, the start of district play. Jake Jenkins, the coach of the Oskaloosa Indians, joins us, and the Indians finished the pre-district schedule with a 35-14 win at Norwalk last week. It was a game where you got a couple of turnovers early, and one of those led to a touchdown.
Yeah, we were really happy with the turnover margin. Our ultimate goal, team goal in defense, is to hold our opponents to 15 points or less and to have 3 or more turnovers. This is the first game that we really turned it on. We got the 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and an interception, and then we held them to 14 points. So we're very happy overall.
And you were also able to take advantage of a short punt by them in a short field, and that led to a third touchdown early on. Cole Henry, one of his 3 touchdown passes, and that was to Casey Hill.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Our offense has taken huge strides, and we got to stop early. I really thought we got a 3 and out, and they got a pretty good spot on their third down, and so they ended up getting a first down. But then we held them on their second set of downs, and then they punted, and then we just drove the field and scored. And I love the way their offense just handed it to them. And then coming out of the halftime too, they drove down the field. They burned over 6 minutes of the clock and scored. And like you said, they were really imposing their will. Our offense made some huge strides, led by those offensive linemen, and then our skill guys on the edge.
Casey Hill, we mentioned, had a couple of touchdowns. He didn't run for 100 yards, but he did have a couple of fumble recoveries for you.
He did, and he's a two-way guy, and he's one of our co-captains, and he's a leader. And a lot of people don't know Casey wasn't feeling very good, and he was sick the entire game, and you couldn't tell by his play. He played really hard. He didn't complain. He was in there, and he was not feeling well. So I was really proud of the way that he persevered.
And we'll be talking with Casey as one of the co-captains during our halftime tonight. Zayun Mamoon, who plays the Brave or the strong safety position, he's been the leading tackler the last couple of weeks, and he also forced a fumble.
Yeah, he's a tough-nosed guy. He's really he's a hybrid. I mean, he plays safety sometimes over the top. He comes down in the box, and he plays linebacker when he is in there. He really likes to hit. He's a physical kid, and he has a nose for the ball, and he just loves contact. So he's leading the team in tackles, and it does not surprise me because he's an effort guy, and he flies around.
The defense really came up with another couple of big plays midway in the second quarter. Norwalk had it 3rd and goal and then 4th and goal, both times inside the 1-yard line, and they came up empty.
Yeah, we had a couple of goal line stands. I was amazed at the push that we had the defensive line. We held them to under 60 yards rushing, and we're outmanned like size-wise on the line. It was unbelievable if you really look at the size. But we were lower, and I think we're a stronger team. And I simply think that we played harder and we wanted it more. And that D-line really led our defense. I was extremely proud of the way that they played. They stepped it up, and from week 3 to week 4, they improved a huge amount. And so I'm very proud of the way that they played.
Now, going into the district play, are you where you want this team to be?
Yes and no. You're never satisfied. Are we happy with the win against Norwalk? Heck yeah. It's been a long time since we've won there and beating Washington and beating a solid Fairfield team. I feel good about 3-1. You would say I'd feel better about 4-0, but you know what? You can't cry over spilt milk, and we gotta find a way to get better every week. We play Grinnell, but really we play ourselves. Are we going to get better this week, or are we going to take steps backwards? So our goal is always to be better than our best self. We better be better than we were against Norwalk. That's the goal moving forward. And
you mentioned that you don't think of the season with the district play starting. You don't think of it as 0-0. This is just like the next step of the season.
The next step. We try not to even look at who we play. And after the Norwalk game, I really had to think hard about who we played because we focused that much on the next opponent. And the same thing is with Grinnell. We play Grinnell. That's it. And that's who all of our focus and attention is on them. But even more than that, us just getting better at what we do.
They're a little bit like yourselves in that they've got a really tall quarterback. I think he's about 6'7", 6'8". What's different about trying to defend a kid that tall?
Well, their vision is so good. Look at Cole Henry. He can look down the field. He's a pocket passer. He can step up. He can see over the offense and the defensive line. And he's a rangy kid, so he can still run. So we're going to have to make sure that we pay attention to him with the read option looks. And then he can really get the ball downfield. His vision as well is really good, just like Cole Henry. So we got to be ready to stop the run and defend against the pass. We got to be better against the pass this week.
What are some other things that will be important for you?
Well, they have, he likes to throw to his brother, you know what I mean? They have a really good connection and chemistry. We need to know where he is at all times, and we need to stop their best players. And I'm a big number guy, so we need to know where 86 is at all the time because he leads through with ISO, quarterback leads, and he goes out in the flat, tailback flat, and he also is their lead blocker on some of their polls. So if we can key some key players and we can really pay attention and, get our noses in the scouting report, and they do a lot of double moves, a lot of double passes, a lot of flea flickers. They do a lot of that trickery stuff. So the safety's got to stay deep, and they got to play the ball deep, even if it's the passes in the flat. They got to pay attention to those type of plays.
Yeah, those are the kind of things where if they're able to pull that out, they can really be a big play for them and a really big downer for you. you defensively.
Correct. Then they could get some momentum going. It's like we don't want to get, if they score, we want to make them earn it. So like the double passes and the trickery and stuff like that, we simply cannot get it. If they got to score, they have to earn it. They have to drive down the field and score on us. And so that's a goal from a defensive standpoint.
All right, we'll see what happens. Best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
That's Jake Jenkins, coach of the Oskaloosa Indians.